All right, everyone, welcome to the 187 District Court. Hopefully everyone had a decent holiday. The joy you felt on being off for your holiday, let's keep that same joy here today. Today is Monday, but let's not make it an unhappy Monday. Everyone put some patience in your pocket. You're in the 187 District Court. That means you are in a courtroom, whether you're at your home, at your office, at the Bexar County Jail, you're in the courtroom. So whatever you could not do if you were physically in the courtroom, you cannot do on this Zoom screen. If you behave inappropriately on this Zoom screen, your Monday is going to become unhappy because your Zoom privileges are going to be revoked and you will be required to appear in person in the 187 District Court, which is located downtown at 300 De La Rosa, 4th floor. That's going to require you to catch an Uber or a Lyft or either get on the VIA bus. As far as I remember from my time, VIA doesn't give back change. So if you don't have exact change, you got to spend extra for the bus. If you get in your vehicle to come down here, you're going to find a lot of one-ways, a lot of construction. And if you're able to find parking, you're going to find out that parking is extremely expensive. So if you're at your house, there's to be no laundry, there's to be no breakfast. Everybody here wants to eat breakfast, but we're not because we're in court. If you're at your job, you need to tell your employer that you need to take a break. You need to find someplace silent. You need to find someplace and be stationary so that we can take up your case. Just one moment. I'm going to open breakout rooms. When I open breakout rooms, it's going to invite everyone to go to a breakout room. Do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call you by name and assign you to a breakout room. To all defendants or those who are accused, your attorney is probably going to want to speak to the state before they speak to you. So do not request to go to a breakout room. Do not raise your hand and ask if you should be a breakout room unless someone calls you by name and it specifically assigns you to the breakout room. Galaxy A12, what is your name?
Mark Anthony Hurtado.
Mark Anthony what?
Hurtado, Hurtado.
That's my client, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. To all the inmates at the Bexar County Jail, you are not allowed to use the chat box. You're not allowed to use the internet. If you use the chat box or use the internet, your Zoom privileges will be revoked. You'll be sent back. As you know, they're shorthanded, so we'll probably see you in 30 to 60 days, which would mean we would see you in 2022. To all attorneys, if you have an agreement, no matter how small you think that agreement is, you need to put it in the chat box to Norma Ferguson. She's listed as Ferguson coordinator. If your client is on bond, she will need to know your client's email address. To all attorneys, please do not call her, chat her, text her, phone her, asking for a continuance or a reset, because I am the only person who can give you a continuance or a reset. To all attorneys, when I assign you to the breakout room, think of those breakout rooms as going to the doctor's office. When you go to the doctor's office and they call you to the back, you're excited because you've been waiting for like 40 minutes. But when you go to the back, you're not seeing the doctor. They're just checking your weight and your blood pressure. So the attorneys, the prosecutors have the ability to move throughout the breakout rooms. If you leave a breakout room, they're going to see that that breakout room is empty and they're going to skip over you and go to the next breakout room. To all attorneys, it would be very helpful to the court if you would add to your name the name of your client and whether or not it's criminal trial division or family violence. If you cannot do that, I will do that, but it will just make things move quicker. To all of the defendants or those who are accused who are on screen at your home or wherever you may be, you are not allowed to let your screen go black. The only time your screen should go black and your video should not be showing is if you're signing paperwork. And that's only because if you're on your phone, the system doesn't allow your screen to continue to be up while you're signing paperwork. So if you do that, you're going to be required to appear in court. So everyone, it's Monday. It's Monday after a holiday. People usually don't like to show, but put some patience in your pocket and let's make it a happy Monday. All right, these are the orders in which the attorneys will appear. To all those accused, if you don't hear your attorney's name, it's because they're zooming in the courtroom. Maybe they have a jury trial in another courtroom. Maybe they had to appear in person. Be patient. If your attorney is not in trial, your attorney will appear. All right, this is the order of attorneys. And attorneys, if you see you're low on the list and you wish to Zoom to another courtroom, you're more than welcome to do that. However, if your name is called and you're in another courtroom, you'll be placed at the end of the list. Anton Hyatt, Christine McDonald, Luis Martinez, Orlando Castañon, Sharon Thorne, David Cuellar, Sean Sheffield, Donald Wilson, Carlos Martinez, Raymond Martinez, Will Brooks, and Charles Bach. Is there any attorney whose name I did not call? All right, prosecutors, are all of you co-hosts? Any prosecutor who's not a co-host? All right. Anton Hyatt, thank you for changing your name. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Your Honor. Present, ready.
Christine
Something.
McDonald, thank you for changing your name. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4. Prosecutor will meet you there.
Judge, I'm sorry. This is a PTD. I sent it over to the state. I'm not sure if this should be wrapped up as soon as, they receive that, Judge.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. Ms. Ferguson will meet you in number 1. Let her know it's a PTD update. She'll give you a date. And when you come back to the main room, give me the date that she gives you.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Luis Martinez. Thank you for changing your name. I'm going to send you to number 4. Orlando Castañon, thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to 5. Sharon Thorne.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Okay, so all attorneys, Sharon, I appreciate you adding to your name, but if you don't keep your name up, it's not going to show you in the breakout. That's okay.
Sorry, it's a challenge for me this morning.
You tried. I'm going to give you an A-.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah. So I'll send you to number 6.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. David Cuellar.
Your Honor, this is also PTD. We have been accepted to the program. I just need to get the agreement signed.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. You need to talk to Ms. Ferguson. Norma Ferguson, if you could go to breakout room number 1, please. Sean
Judge,
Sheffield.
I'm sorry, I was talking to Raymond Martinez. What am I going to break out?
Number 1. They'll let you know. Sean Sheffield.
Good morning, Judge. I have Thomas Diaz. It's a violation report. I was just told to jump on for that.
What's the full name again? I'm sorry.
Thomas Diaz,
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
Criminal Trial Division, Your Honor. It's a possession case.
All right, I'm going to send you to number 5.
Judge, it's a violation. That's
I
all
know.
I was.
Yeah,
Okay.
number 5.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, actually, let me see, Sean Sheffield. 7. Donald Wilson.
Morning, Judge. I've got the recall on Hillary Ellman. This is the second recall on her. Still haven't been able to locate her.
All right, just give me a moment. We're going to take that up. Carlos Martinez.
I have Benjamin Ray Maldonado. It's an MTR Criminal Trial Division.
All right, I'm going to send you to number 8. Will Brooks.
Hey, Judge.
Thank you for changing your name. I'm going to send you to number 9.
Yes, ma'am.
Charles Bach. Thank you for changing your name. I'm going to send you to number 10.
All right. I love 10s.
Ed Shaughnessy.
Yes, ma'am.
Who do you have?
His name is Isaris Robinson. He's the jail case. It's an MTR.
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
Well, unless he was related to the jail guard he was assaulted, I'm assuming it's a CTD.
All right, you have jokes this morning. I like that. I'm going to send you to number 11.
To where?
11.
Okay, I'll double down on that.
Thank you. All right, and you have Hillary Ellman. Is there a prosecutor available on Hillary Ellman?
Judge, he was conferring with me.
All right, his client is not present. This is the third time his client has been a no-show. So we're going to take that matter up. And just give me one moment. All right. Court is calling 2021 CR 3703, State of Texas versus Hillary Rose Ellman. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brittany Sparks.
For the defense?
Donald Wilson.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No objections, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. This case was originally set on November 19th, 2021. The defendant was a no-show. So the court rescheduled it for November 23rd. The defendant was a no-show. And the court then rescheduled it again to give defense counsel more time to see if we can discover the whereabouts of his client. And so now we're here on November 29th. Deputy Laura, is there a Hillary Rose Ellman in the courtroom?
No, she is not, Your Honor.
And there has not been a Hillary Rose Ellman on the Zoom screen. This hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. and it's now 9:19 a.m. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
No, Your Honor, I have not in quite some time. It looks like from the information I have, she was arrested on a misdemeanor in October. And I have not heard from her since that. And I've spoken with, she has two bail bonds companies, I guess, one on each case. And the original bail bond on this case in this court, they haven't heard from her. I've called every number I've had, including her mother's, no response. And then I heard from pretrial services, I guess on Wednesday of last week before Thanksgiving, and they have not had contact with her either. So there is information based on her self-reporting in the misdemeanor case that there is a mental health component, but I don't know if that's related or not.
Okay, and the court gave her several resets because there was information about the mental health component. And that is why I gave her so many days or many chances to report. I'll note that actually she was originally set on November 18th and she was a no-show. And that hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. and at 10:42, she still had not appeared. And that's when the court asked that it be recalled for November 19th. And I noted in the docketing sheet that the defense attorney states defendants may have mental health issues. And the bondsman had been in contact with her at that point. So that is the reason why it was recalled for November 19th. And then when she didn't show for November 19th, then the court recalled it for November 23rd. And when she didn't show for November 23rd, we decided to recall it for November 29th. And to defense counsel, I appreciate on that day, I actually have in my notation that you were in a seminar, but you still showed up. So I appreciate that you're doing a lot of work to try to get in touch with your client. Is there a motion from the state?
Yes, Your Honor. The state would ask that you forfeit the bond and issue a warrant.
All right, that'll be granted. I'll remand her without bond. Mr. Wilson, if you're able to get in touch with your client and have her present herself to the court, either by Zoom or in person, the court will of course reconsider.
All right.
All right, thank you so much for coming in and thanks for trying to locate your client.
Sure. Thanks, Judge.
All right, thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
Got to.
Judge, when you get a second, can you make me a co-host, please?
Yes.
Me too, Judge. I got kicked out.
All right, let me find you, Marcus. All right, Christine McDonald.
Morning, Judge. We got a date of December 15th, but the case should be dismissed before then. Everything's been
Alright.
turned in.
Just one second, let me grab the file. You said December 15th?
Yes.
Okay,
Are my client and I excused, Judge?
yes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.
All right, anyone else back from the breakout room? All right, David Cuellar?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Norma said we're gonna have a setting date of December 14th. Hopefully you'll be dismissed by then.
All right, we will see you back then on December 14th.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. You and your client are excused.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Mr. Hurtado, you're excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Everyone, just give me a moment, please.
Judge, I just finished conferring with Orlando Castagnon, and I wasn't sure if his client was in the courtroom. He seemed to think it's possible that she was in the courtroom.
All right. Is there a Asaya? How do you pronounce her name? Asaya?
Is it Aisa?
See, there we go. You know, I was taught in school when two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking, but I see every vowel wants to say something. Is there a Basilio in the courtroom?
No, Your Honor, that person's not here.
Okay.
And I don't see a Basilio on the Zoom screen. All right. So we'll wait for his client to appear.
Excuse me, Judge.
Yes.
May I make an announcement? I apologize to the court running a little bit late on Miss
Oh,
Vanessa
that's okay.
Rosano's case.
Who is your client?
Vanessa Rosano.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
It's criminal trial division, Judge.
Okay. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 12.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Any other attorneys who just arrived? Okay. Rafael Leal, who do you have?
Yes, ma'am. I'm here for Juan Antonio Ibarra on a motion to set bond.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
I believe it's criminal trial.
All right, I'm going to send you to 13. 13 is a lucky breakout room, Rafael. I don't know. Did you plan it? It's like you planned it.
My lucky day.
Yeah. All right,
Thank you,
Orlando,
Judge.
we're waiting. You're welcome. Orlando, we're waiting for your person to appear.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Kelly Piddle, who do you have?
Judge, I have Sybil Wilburn and Guadalupe Ortiz. I apologize for being late. I'm in the 290th.
Okay, and then who's your other person after Wilburn?
Guadalupe Ortiz,
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
PTD.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 14.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sean Sheffield, you're back?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Spoke to the DA. I haven't heard from my client, Your Honor. I know that that's one of the reasons why that he has the violation report is no contact with the pretrial.
Yes, do you want to try to see if you can get in touch with him? Because
I
this is the
have,
second
Judge,
time.
but I can continue to do that.
All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to issue a judge's warrant. And if you're able to get in touch with your client and your client appears, then of course I'll lift it. But I see he was given a PR bond, and according to the violation report, they've contacted all of the collateral contacts that he gave them, all of the references. And this is the second time. And he was supposed to be referred to NA meetings, but he hasn't shown for that either.
I'll try to contact him again, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you.
And if so, Your Honor, what do I need to do if I can
Oh, if
contact?
you contact him, just let Ms. Ferguson know so she can set it on the docket, and she'll do that immediately the same day. And then
Okay.
I will, more likely than not, change my order. But
Okay,
he needs to make contact with the court.
sounds good. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Have a good day.
All right, you too. Ed Shaughnessy,
Yes, ma'am.
yes.
No one's joined the breakout room.
Oh, Ed, see, you came in late, so you missed my early speech about putting some patients in your pocket. Those are like doctor's office. The nurses
Okay.
just call you to the back. You're not seeing a doctor. They're just checking your blood pressure.
All right, I'll go back in there.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Use this as a time to reflect. That's what I say.
On the LSU A&M game?
Well, you know what? We were victorious.
I know. I follow that. Yeah.
Yeah, we will see who our new coach will be.
Maybe they'll steal the UTSA coach.
Well, we'll see what we can do.
Judge,
There
I'm going to
you
object
go.
to Mr. Shaughnessy bringing that game up.
Luis Martinez has just joined the fray.
Well, that's his cross to bear. He's an Aggie.
As usual, Mr. Shaughnessy speaks the truth.
Okay, but you know what? We're all in the SEC, so it's all done with love, and you will still be invited to the cookout. All right, Luis, you're back.
I am, Judge.
Yes.
And so I've got, okay, so on Mr. Avila's, we've conferred. Ms. Hayden and I, we're getting ready for a trial on this. I don't know that it will go, but we're definitely getting ready on that. I've got some additional information that I need to give to her that was gathered by my investigator, and then she's getting some information from an agency in Fort Bend County. So we're asking the court for maybe another 30, 45 days to get that done before we set up for trial.
What information? Why would it be 45 days?
Oh, I need about 30 days on my end, Judge, to get it to her. They're trying to get some information from an agency, kind of a child safe agency in Fort Bend County. And I know that they've spoken to some people on the staff, and they're not getting the information they need very quickly. So that's why I'm asking for that.
Okay, and who are you conferring with?
With Michelle.
That's me, Your Honor. Yes, and Marina followed up with it's a counseling agency last week. So we are keeping tabs on it.
All right, Norma, on Juan Avelis, can I have a 30-day reset, please, for discovery?
And then, Judge, I've also got Mr. Josue Cervantes.
All right, just give me a moment. Let me get this reset date, and then we'll go with that.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to come back on, get this, 2022, January 6th. Time has flown through. All right, and who's your next person?
Josue Cervantes, Judge.
All right, what is happening with that?
Okay, so he's got the MTR, Judge, but he's also got the new number one, and the state's trying to make contact with the complainant on the new number one before we can decide what to do on this.
And what is the new number one?
It's a family violence. It's an assault choking.
All right, so state, when is this going to be done?
Judge, I just sent an email to our CBL and our advocate this morning to check on it. And I need to get a copy of the MTR and the court summary, but hopefully as soon as possible.
All right, and on this case, it has Daniel Vela hired. Is that not so, Mr. Martinez?
Judge, I'm still working the case.
Okay. All right, Norma, on Jose Cervantes, can I have a 30-day reset for a contested? And Mr. Cervantes, you're going to have to appear in court on the date that I'm going to give you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're going to come back on January 10th, 2022, and that will be for a contested hearing. And so you'll need to appear in person in the 187th District Court, and that's located at 300 De La Rosa, 4th floor. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I will be there.
All right, thank you.
And then Judge,
yes.
Last but not least, I've got Oscar Pacheco. He's in custody. I need to get in with him. We've got an offer.
All right, Mr. Jesus Cervantes, unless your attorney needs to speak with you, you're excused.
Thank you, ma'am. You have a great day.
Thank you, you too. And who is your last person, Louis?
Oscar Pacheco, Judge, he's in custody.
All right, I don't see him on the Zoom screen yet. Let me see. He's not here yet. Let me see what the ETA is on Mr. Pacheco. All right, as soon as we find out, we will get him to you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Rolando Arguelles.
Hi, Judge. I have an announcement for the court.
Okay, yes.
I conferred with Ms. Sparks. So originally we had set Ms. Rosano on the PTD track. I'm sorry, she had everything. She was approved. She just had to do the restitution. Last I spoke with her, she said she was going to get it done. I've been looking for her. I still have not found her, and she is not on for today.
Okay. All right, I give everyone till 10:30 to appear, and I see that she's had a previous bond forfeiture. Do you want to come back at 10:30 or you want to proceed?
I would want to come back at 10:30, like 45 minutes. I'll keep on looking for her. I'll take them.
All right, thank you. I'll see you back at 10:30.
Yes, Judge.
All right, Sharon Thorne.
Yes, Your Honor, I've conferred with the state and with my client at this point. The state has made me an offer. My client has rejected the offer at this time. He needs more time to think and is asking for a reset.
All right, let me have him come to the main room. And how did you enjoy your jury service? Hey, say nice things, because I'm always like encouraging people to do their.
Well,
jury-
it was interesting and eye-opening. Yeah. But it was a day and a half, Your Honor, because by the time they finally started our voir dire, which is like 3 o'clock, the plaintiff's attorney went, and then the defense approach. I mean, they could have gone on. That was my only. It's like, keep going, but no, they stopped. I said, we're going to start again tomorrow morning.
So were you on a civil jury or
a civil jury? Yes, it was, and that's what scared me because it. I think if it was a criminal one, I would have walked in and both sides would have gone, can we approach judge? But it wasn't like that on a civil because I didn't know anybody. I didn't even know the judge. So I was a fish out of water.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
All
I
right.
was really scared that I was going to get picked.
Okay. And usually over there, when they make their time announcements, as you know, when they say it's 3 weeks, it's 3 weeks.
It was going to be at least 2 weeks. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
I would have been in big trouble.
All right, Mr. Moxley, can you unmute yourself, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
Hi, your attorney says that you need time to think about the offer that has been tendered to you. So I'm going to recall this. Ms. Ferguson, can you put this for sometime next week, please? All right, is that January? Oh, no, sorry. December 10th. So Mr. Moxley, December 10th is your time to think about that. Ms. Thorne, do you have all the discovery in this case?
I think so, Your Honor, but I will double check and confer with the state to make sure.
All right, so Mr. Moxley, December 10th is going to be your plea deadline date. So that'll give you time to think and talk to whomever your attorney wants you to talk to regarding the state's offer. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Thorne, if you don't have anyone else with us, you're excused. Have a great rest of your Monday.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Norma Moxley can go back. He's 17B as in boy. Have a great rest of your day, Mr. Moxley. Will Brooks.
Hi, Judge. I have conferred on Mr. Solis. I'm missing my client, though. I did talk to him Friday. I said if he wasn't able to work Zoom to head down to the courtroom.
He's in court.
Perfect. So and we're here for a VR, but I did get an offer that I think Mr. Solis will accept as well. So.
All right, so I'm going to put you in a breakout room with Mr. Solis. He's in the courtroom. Just give me a moment. Let me see. John Perez.
Yes, Judge. I'm here on Mr. Vincent Kutniak.
All right, can you give us a moment while Mr. Brooks confers with the offer and his client? Thank you, I appreciate it. All right, to the courtroom. If you can go to breakout room number 9, please. And Mr. Brooks, if you'll go back to 9. Anton Hayek.
Oh, okay.
You're on mute.
Judge, Your Honor, I talked to Marcus. We offered a plea bargain. My guy would like to plead to one of the cases. I've sent Marcus a note through chat.
Okay.
So whenever that's all ready.
All right. Is your client on bond or in custody?
He's in custody. It's going to be a recommendation for deferred adjudication.
All right. I don't need to know the ins and outs of the agreement. All right. So if you'll go back to number 3, they'll get the paperwork to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Rafael Leal.
Present. I spoke with Mr. Garcia and we agree subject to the court's approval on a bond, setting a bond up to $12,000 with full GPS.
All right. And to the state, if you will put that in the chat, I mean, in a form of an email to the court, your agreement.
Yes, Judge.
And we will do that. What is happening with the underlying case?
We are set for December 14, Judge. It's a motion to adjudicate.
Okay. And that's your contested date?
Right.
All right. It's actually December 13th.
Oh, December 13th? Okay.
All right. Mr. Ibarra, Juan Ibarra. Can you unmute yourself? We're going to go on the record.
There you go.
All right, the court is calling 2019 CR 10445, State of Texas versus Juan Ibarra. Can I have parties announced for the record, please?
Joe Ray Garcia for the state.
Rafael for Mr. Ibarra.
And are you Mr. Ibarra?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Ibarra, do you have any objections to us appearing by video?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Ibarra, it's my understanding that an agreement has been reached on your bond, and that an agreement is to set the bond at $12,000 with full GPS. You will need to appear for a contested hearing on
Okay,
this
thank you.
case on December 13th, 2021. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and when do you need to appear? What date?
December 13th,
And that is to be at 2 p.m. Do you understand?
2 p.m. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so what time and what date do you need to appear in court?
December 13th at 2 p.m.
And it's the 187 District Court. Do you understand?
Yeah, 187 District Court. Yes, Your Honor.
So if you make bond and you do not appear for court, a warrant may be issued for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so when are you supposed to appear?
December 13th at 2 p.m. at the 187 District Court.
Okay, all right.
And Judge, if I may tell Mr. Ibarra to call me as soon as he gets out.
Yes, Mr. Ibarra, your attorney wants you to call him as soon as you are released. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Of course, if you're not released, we will have your hearing by Zoom. If you are released, you'll need to appear in the courtroom. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. With that, the record is closed. Is there anything else you need with Mr. Ibarra, Mr. Leal?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Ibarra, as soon as the agreement is forwarded to the court will sign the motion for you to be given a $12,000 bond. Norma, Mr. Ibarra can go back.
Judge, if I may, I'm sorry, I'm looking at all the emails and notes on this case. It looks like we've talked about it. And the reason it's the 14th instead of the 13th is because the PO is not available on the 13th.
Okay, nobody informed the court.
Sorry
All right.
about that.
That's okay. Let's go back on the record. All right, we are back on the record. And cause number 2019 CR 10445. Mr. Ibarra, I've just been told by both parties that the probation officer is not available on December 13th. So your contested hearing is actually on December 14th. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so it's December 14th at 2 p.m. in the 187 District Court. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so what date is it?
December the 14th at 2 p.m. 187 District Court.
Thank you, Mr. Ibarra. Have a great rest of your day.
You too, Your Honor.
All right, and it wasn't asked for, Mr. Leal, but I'll waive the fees.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. All right, you guys have a great rest of your day. Norma, Mr. Ibarra can go back.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you. May I be excused, Judge?
Yes. See, I told you that was a lucky breakout room number.
Hey, can I pre-select that for my future?
No, you just have to say a prayer and hopefully you get a sign there.
I'm going to be
time it right.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right, Tony Hernandez, who do you have?
Good morning, Judge. I have Benjamin David Williams. It's an MTR and a couple of new cases.
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
It would be, well, both actually.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 13. That's a lucky room.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Will Brooks.
Judge, I've talked to my client, Mr. Solis. There's a couple of things that he wants to let me know about in person. And I expect that we will work our case out, Judge, but he's asking for a very short reset to come sit down with me and run through those things in person. And there's also the violation report, Judge, too, which is the initial reason we were here.
All right, just one moment. All right, Mr. Solis, can you approach, please?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Solis,
Yes, ma'am.
you're here on the violation report because you haven't enrolled in Ignition Interlock.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct. I don't have any vehicle whatsoever. And currently I'm unemployed, so I am having to get out every morning and I walk my neighborhood and knock doors and ask them if I can do their yard.
Have you
And
provided proof that you don't have a vehicle to the pretrial services?
Judge, I could answer
I
that.
don't-
Yes.
I sent him an affidavit of non-driving, non-ownership, which he executed. And he sent to me, he has not provided the same to his pretrial supervision officer. I reached out to Marcus to get his opinion on changing the condition to scram or to in-home device. And Mr. Sanders was not opposed, but we were going to try and see if we could work the case out without having to come modify conditions, Judge. But I have that affidavit and I can provide it to the court.
Okay, well, as an officer of the court, I'm taking your word that you have the affidavit. But Mr. Solis, here's the problem. I understand people who have financial difficulties.
Yes,
But
sir.
at the end of the day, because you're charged with driving while intoxicated third,
Yes, ma'am.
you need to be on some sort of device. I mean, that's where we are. You can't be out without being on a device.
Yes, ma'am.
That's where we are.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recall this case. Norma, can we recall this for Friday? Is that enough time, Mr. Brooks?
I think it should be judged today, tomorrow, or yucky, but I can certainly sit down with Mr. Solis later this week and I expect we get it done Friday potentially.
All right, so we're coming back on Friday. So I'm putting on this order that you have until December 3rd to comply with what they're asking for with regards to pretrial services. And during that time, I want you to go to AA meetings. You understand?
Sure. Sure. I will locate them and I'll figure out what I need to do and it will be done.
All right, so we're going to do AA meetings 2 times per week.
Okay.
All right, and we'll see you back on December 3rd.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you, Mr. Brooks.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Carlos Martinez.
Your Honor, I just finished speaking to my client and the DA. We have an agreement subject to your approval.
Okay, all right, as soon as, because it's not to withdraw, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, so there's documentation that needs to be given to you to give to your client.
Right.
All right, so as soon as you receive that, then the court will take up, and the court receives it and sign it, the court will take up that matter.
Okay.
John Pettis.
Yes, Judge. Again, I'm here for Mr. Vincent Hutniak. I believe I was deferring with Meredith McIntyre. Normally, I would have changed the title, but it's your courtroom.
Well, I appreciate that. All right, to the courtroom, if you could go to breakout room number 1 and.
And Your Honor, we actually don't need to confer on that. We've been talking on the phone. That is going to be a dismissal.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. And look, the courtroom is now the lucky breakout room. All right, thank you.
Everything works.
Yes. Yes, you are excused. You're welcome.
Mr. Bettis, can you come back to the office for just a second, please?
Will do.
And everyone, just give me a moment, please. All right, Orlando Castagnon, we're still waiting for your client.
I think the deputy let me know that she was in the courtroom.
Yes, and let me see. And have you talked to her yet or no?
I've not. I've conferred with the state and I need to speak with my client.
All right, to the courtroom. If you could go to breakout room number 1, please, with Miss Basilio. Ed Shaughnessy.
Yes,
Yes.
I got a chance to talk to my client and I wanted to re-talk to the state.
Okay, let me see what breakout room you were in. All right, I'm going to send you to number 12.
Okay.
And someone from the state on Mr. Robinson, talk to Ed Shaughnessy. He's in number 12.
Your Honor, it's a female, believe it or not.
Oh, is it Meredith McIntyre?
No. The probationer is a female.
Oh, okay. All right, is the prosecutor available to talk to Ed Shaughnessy again? He's in 12. And if you'll go to 12, Mr. Shaughnessy.
Will do.
All right, Orlando Castillon.
Yes, Judge, I've conferred with my client. I also have conferred with the state who have made somewhat of a tentative offer. I do need to just go over the discovery with my client. I think, after going through that, we probably will enter into an agreement.
All right, how much time are you requesting?
Maybe, first month in the new year.
All right, Norma, if I could have a 1 month reset on Basilio. And it's just a regular reset. All right, we're going to come back on January 4th, 2022. And to the client, could I have an approach, please? All right, for the next setting you have, it's going to be January 4th, 2022. You need to make sure that you're on time for court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so court is at 9 a.m. You can either appear physically in the courtroom or you can appear by Zoom. Are you able to Zoom?
Yes.
All right, so you can appear in person or by Zoom, but you need to be on time. It's 9 a.m. on January 4th, okay?
Okay, perfect.
All right, so when do you need to be in court or either by Zoom?
On January 4th at 9 a.m.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
All
Judge.
right.
May I be excused?
Yes. All right, anyone else back from the breakout room? To the clerks, could I have the B page on 2019 CR 10445, please? All right, Eduardo Jimenez, who do you have?
Yes, Judge. It is Jace Meagher, Meagher. And
Criminal
Jace
trial
is,
division or family violence?
I don't have, I think it's criminal trial division, to be honest with you, Judge, but I can't be sure right now.
All right, let me look and see.
Yeah.
Yes, Judge, it's CTD.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Jimenez, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4.
All right, Judge, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Charles Bunk.
Yes, I spoke to Marcus and then I spoke to my client. Now I need to speak to Marcus again, please. I left my client in the breakout room.
And let me find your breakout room.
I was 10.
All right, I'm gonna send you to number 7, but don't go to 7 just yet.
Okay.
Because I believe, Marcus, are you there?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Marcus, if you could go to 7, please. And Charles, if you could go to 7 now.
Yes, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Ed Shaughnessy?
I left my client in a breakout room. That sounds like a country and western song for the COVID era.
Yes.
I've reached an agreement with the state, Your Honor, if you could put me in with the prosecutor.
All right, who's the prosecutor you were working with?
Meredith.
All right, Meredith, can someone let Meredith know that there is an agreement?
I got it, Judge.
All right, thank you. So she'll be sending paperwork to you.
Beautiful. I love it when things mesh.
I'll chat Norma. It's gonna be a revocation, Judge.
All right, thank you. And is Luis Martinez still here on Pacheco? Let me see. We're waiting for, Norma, do you have an ETA on Mr. Pacheco, who's at the jail, Oscar Pacheco?
Your Honor, I'm in a breakout room with my client, but I need the state.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll send you to number 9.
Number 9, got it.
You want me in the breakout room with you and your client?
No. I
Okay.
just wanted to let you know that she's willing to take that 2-year minimum. Did you
Yeah.
find out? Did you find out how much time she had?
Yes, I will chat it to you.
All right. You want to send me the papelas? I'll be here. So what do you think of this as a country western song for the new millennium? I need to talk to my client in the Zoom room.
Yeah, but I don't know where you're going with that song. You know, a country western song, it has a introduction, it has a middle part, and it has an ending.
I'm just working on the concept, Your Honor.
Well, I mean, you can't give that's not even really a concept yet, Ed. I mean, it just doesn't tell him anything. At least
you look, you are
if you
so old school. It's just, come on.
If you start with my wife left me and my dog is somewhere down the road, I'm like, okay, that's leading somewhere.
Or my girlfriend got hit by a train.
Again, that's not going anywhere. Because in country western song, you're always married to somebody and something
How do
happens.
you look, have you ever heard of a situation where someone's married and has a girlfriend too?
Well, I've heard a blues song where somebody calls and says your husband is cheating on us, But then that's a blues song. It's not a country and western
Oh,
song.
okay. Well, I'll consult with the Country Western Hall of Fame or something.
Hey, I appreciate that. Or either you can say, he stopped loving her today. That's going somewhere. We're like, hey, what happened? Why did he stop loving her today?
George Jones has been dead for like 10 years.
But that song lives on.
He stopped loving her today because he's in a Zoom room. How about that?
Yeah, that doesn't work unless he's never leaving the Zoom room.
All right. Well, we got this thing worked out. So
Ed, I just sent you the paperwork.
nice.
Now that's a country song. Because Brenda, then people want to know, wait a minute, is it divorce paperwork? What's going on? Brenda, I never should have said that because now that song is stuck in my head.
What's wrong with that?
It's going to take a while for it to get out now.
Better than that Aggie war hymn. Oh, Lord.
All right, Benjamin Maldonado, where are you? Benjamin Maldonado. All right, we'll try to figure out where he is. All right, anyone else back from the breakout room? Okay. Tony Jimenez?
Hernandez, Judge?
Yes, you're back.
I am, Judge. If you can put me in a breakout room with my client, he's in jail. Benjamin David Williams.
All right, I don't see a Benjamin David Williams on the screen. We will, as soon as he arrives, we'll put you in a breakout room with him.
Thank you, Judge. I'm going to jump over to the 226 and I'll be right back.
All right, thank you.
Judge, I think I need another form from Norma.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, Mr. Shaughnessy said he's missing a form for his client. And is there a Celia Romero in the courtroom? Christian Almanza, unless you're signing paperwork, your screen should not be blank. If your screen goes blank again, you will be required to appear in the court. Eduardo Jimenez.
Yes, Judge. I just spoke to Brittany. An offer's been tendered. I think it's a very good offer considering the circumstances. I thought Mr. Meagher was in custody, but Brittany was unable to find him. Would you mind if maybe Norma could double check on that?
All right, we'll find out if he's in custody on bond. It shows that he's on bond.
On bond, okay, because he hasn't been in touch with me for a while.
Okay.
The last time I saw him, he was in custody. Do we maybe have a bond company that I can reach out to?
All right, we'll get that. It shows that he's in jail. Ms. Ferguson,
Yeah.
can you see if you can get Mr. Meagher? He's not on bond, he's in jail.
He's in jail. Yeah, that's what I thought. That was the last time I saw him when he was in jail. Yeah.
All right, we'll see about getting him here for you.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Judge, may I
Yes.
approach? I have to make a phone call really quickly. Should just take a second. Can I? And
Sure.
that's gonna cut off my Zoom. Can I come back in after the phone
Yes.
call? Okay, thank you. All right.
You're welcome.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Hayek.
We complete our paperwork, Your Honor, whenever you're ready.
All right, as soon as I receive the documents, we will
Anton,
start.
you still need the plea packet from me. I'm almost done with it.
Okay.
Oh,
All
sorry.
right, that's okay. Mr. Martinez?
Yes, Judge, just want to announce on Mr. Samaniego, Judge.
Yes.
I think we just need to stay on the trial docket. I think there was a confusion this morning. We were notified to be in person, but he really could have been on Zoom. But anyway,
Yes.
we're here.
All right, so on Samaniego, what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring you back in December so that we can give you a trial setting for the new year. Do you have all the discovery?
I do, Judge.
Okay.
Well, I've been told that there's a video, Judge. I'm sure it's there. If I don't find it, I will get in touch with the state because I haven't actually.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, can we recall Mr. Samaniego back for next month, please? Our last week, if we could.
For January, Judge?
No, December.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm thinking we're in December already. Give me 1 second.
And then what's going to happen, and your client can appear on Zoom, and what's going to happen, we're going to give you your trial date in December.
Okay, Judge.
So let me just get a date for that. All right, we're going to come back on Mr. Samaniego on December 14th. And you say you have all the discovery, is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
All right. I'm going to extend his plea deadline date to December 14th. Mr. Samaniego, if you could come up, please. All right, Mr. Samaniego.
Yes, ma'am.
After December 14th, the court is not going to accept any plea bargain agreements except for a plea that's open to the court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we're going to come back on your cases on December 14th. You can appear by Zoom or either in person. And on that date, I will give you your jury trial date if a plea bargain agreement is not reached. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, they'll give you a reset form. So Jazz, have a seat.
And Judge, could I announce on another case I have in person this morning?
Yes, that's Mr. Blunt. What's happening with Mr. Blunt?
Actually, Judge, it's another person, actually. It's Saul Jaime.
Saul Jaime. All right, what is happening with Saul Jaime?
Judge, we had filed, we were filing a motion to set aside his plea, basically, based on newly discovered for a new trial. Well, I don't remember the status of whether he's set for sentencing. He got arrested for whatever reason. I got hired on the case. Once we discussed it with him, I decided to file a motion to set aside his plea based on newly discovered evidence. The motion is not in proper form, Judge. I had a witness regarding the new evidence who was supposed to sign an affidavit. That hasn't been accomplished. The witness is actually here in court, Judge, so we could theoretically do it by live testimony, or if the court prefers for me to get it in writing. The other difficulty, it has to be in Spanish and translated to English, and that's why we were having difficulties getting that accomplished.
All right. And who's the prosecutor you've been speaking to with regards to this matter?
Judge, I was speaking to Michelle Hayden about that, I think.
All right. And Ms. Hayden, have you had a chance to review the new evidence that the defense is saying they have?
I haven't, that was the issue, is that the motion didn't include the affidavit, or at least last that I'd seen. And that was my issue with agreeing to anything, is that I just hadn't seen any actual evidence.
Okay. All right, we can do it one of two ways. State, if you would like, since the witness is here, we can take testimony from the witness, or they can provide it, which they should provide it in their motion in the form of an affidavit.
Either way is fine with me if,
because I think you may, or maybe you will need to do your own investigation, maybe not, I don't know.
Yeah. Nothing had been provided. I didn't know she was here today.
And I'm sure she's happy to speak to the state judge, although she's primarily speaks Spanish.
All right, this is what we're going to do. Mr. Martinez, we're going to get a reset date on this case, but I'm going to get a translator in here, or Ms. Hayden, if you would like to schedule maybe an appointment with the witness at your office, you can do that if you want to do that, or if you want the court to see about getting an interpreter in so you can talk to the witness now.
Okay. Let me talk to Raymond in a breakout room if that's okay, or I can pop in and we can figure out, because I don't speak Spanish, so we're definitely going to need to have someone else there.
All right. Courtroom, if you could go to breakout room number 1, please. And then we'll come back and I'll give you a date, Mr. Martinez.
Yes, Judge, then I can announce on Mr. Blunt as well, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Over there.
All right, for anyone else waiting, we're just waiting for paperwork. And as soon as the court receives that paperwork, we'll proceed on your case.
Judge Boyd, was that reset on Saul Jaime?
That hasn't been reset yet.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, I need to e-sign a certificate of appeal on Robinson's matter.
All right, have you received that?
No, I have not.
All right, Ms. Ferguson will get that email to you.
All righty. What a
You're
deal.
welcome.
Good morning, Judge. May I approach?
Yes.
Good morning. I've got Christian Almanza on the docket today. I see in my email that we've been accepted into pretrial diversion, and so I've got to get that signed with him and then submit the acceptance form.
All right, where's your client?
I'm on Zoom.
Where's your client, Mr. Almanza?
I think I just
Mr.
heard him.
Cadmus?
Christian, did you speak just now?
All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2.
Okay, thank you.
Judge, before I go to breakout 2, can you send Ed Shaughnessy in there as well, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Ed Shaughnessy, if you go to breakout room number 2, please.
Will do. God damn it.
Mr. Shaughnessy,
Yeah, I know.
you're not on mute.
I know it's telling me I'm in safe driving mode. I don't know what that's all about.
Well, that happens sometimes. The best thing to do is to log out and log back in.
That's what I'm gonna do. All
All righty. Yeah. See, there's another country song, Brenna. I'm just an old man learning new things.
Hey.
Okay, should I say I'm just a middle-aged man learning new things?
Well, let me tell you this. I did get my first Social Security benefits email or direct deposited, so guess
Well,
in some
good for
form.
you. The only thing I've received is my AARP card, so I'm getting there.
Okay, I'm gonna get out and get back in.
All right, thank you. Charles Bonk.
Yes, Judge, I needed to let the court know that I have a resolution worked out with Marcus and Ms. Bagley. It's a reduction to a misdemeanor. I'm going to need an application for deferred and whatever other documents the court needs to send me so I can proceed with my plea today.
All right, if you just put that in the chat box to Ms. Ferguson,
Okay,
and she'll get the paperwork for you.
I'll
done.
send them right over. I heard.
Okay, thank you. I'll lower my hand.
All right, thank you. See, look, Charles, you're doing great with the system.
Much like Mr. Shaughnessy, I'm just an old man trying to get by.
See, now that's a country song.
That's a good country song with my dog and my truck.
Oh, now you just made it better.
Your Honor, sir, I don't mean to be a bother. I just got notification of another meeting that's.
Brenda, it's a crazy Monday. Jason Katniss.
Yes, Judge. I spoke with Ms. Ferguson and my client in the breakout room. It sounds like she's going to reset us to the 14th.
All right, we'll see you back on December 14th.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Have a great day.
All right, you too.
May I be excused, Judge?
Yes.
Looks good. Yes. Thank you, Christian.
Judge Boyd, for the contested hearing on Josu Cervantes, do you want the probation officer in person as well?
No, they can be by Zoom.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. I'm going to send you back to the breakout room with your client. They're in number 5. So, Mr. Shaughnessy, I'm sending you to number 5.
Okay.
And Judge, I send you a chat.
Okay. All right. And who are their clients?
I'll put it in the chat, Judge.
And can you get Mr. Luis Martinez back? Mr. Martinez, Luis Martinez, your client is here. Yes, Mr. Shaughnessy?
Yeah, I'm talking to my client. She's good to go on that offer from the state, but the paperwork Norma sent me only contained the Zoom consent and did not contain the certificate of appeal. So if that could be sent,
Yes,
resent,
I'll redo it right now.
okay, super. What a deal.
And there it is.
All right. Do we have the paperwork ready on anyone? I'll take that as a no.
Hayek here. I don't know if it's ready. I think I've signed all my parts though.
All right, then you'll need to go over it with your client. Is your client on bond?
Excuse me, Judge. I got
That's
some
okay.
injury.
All right.
Let me see if I can find. We're in breakout room 3 last.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, can you go to number 2, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure. And Mr. Meagher, your attorney will be back. Yes, Mr. Martinez.
Sorry, Judge, I couldn't tell if you're looking at other screens or if you're looking at me.
Oh, I was looking at another screen.
Judge, Mr. Jaime, my witness is providing phone numbers that I'm going to go hand deliver to Michelle when I leave here. And then we're going to get that affidavit done this week. And then after all that's done, we may actually reach an agreement on the case.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can we have a reset date for how signing for 2 weeks, please? All right, we're going to come back on December 13th.
Okay, Judge. And then Mr. Blunt, Judge, we're going to have a short hearing on that bond reduction. I think we're scheduled for 11. I'm going to go finish a plea in the 290th, Judge, and then I'm going to sit up in one of your conference room on my Zoom so that I can be ready to go on that.
All right, thank you.
Maybe a few minutes after 11.
Sure.
Judge, excuse me, this is Luis Martinez.
Yes. Mr. Pacheco is here.
Okay, Judge, I had to run to the courthouse. I had somebody in custody over there, so
No problem. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3.
thank you.
Mr. Pacheco, if you could go to 3, please. Mr. Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Which
What's
Martinez?
happening? Yes. Mr. Pacheco?
Yes, we've got a deal worked out, Judge. I just need to get with Michelle and get the paperwork finished.
All right, thank you. And if you'll put in the chat box with Ms. Ferguson, the paperwork.
Um,
Eduardo Jimenez, Mr. Meagher is here. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Meagher, if you'll go to 4, please. And everyone, if you'll give me a minute to check my email to see if I have the paperwork. Charles Bach? You're on mute.
Oh, I need to see if I can be put in a breakout room with my client to do the paperwork, please.
All right. Roslyn Bagley.
Well, we're gonna be.
All right, she's, if you'll go to number 11, please, Ms. Bagley. And Mr. Blanc, I'll send you to number 11.
Will she have share screen capabilities so we can do the paperwork?
Yes.
Okay,
If
thank you.
there's an issue, let me know, then I'll need the deputy to come there and help.
Yes, thank you.
Sure. Kelly Piddle?
Hi, Judge. I've conferred with Joe Ray regarding Sybil Wilburn.
Yes.
The state is meeting with the complainant next week. And I think that will go a long way in resolving the case. So I want to see if we could get, possibly get another setting, please.
All right, this has been going on for a while. Norma, can you set this within 2 weeks? And then if nothing is accomplished, your jury trial setting will be in January.
That works, Judge.
All right, so we're coming back on December 13th.
Got it. Can she be excused, Judge?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And then can I go back into a breakout room to wait for a CTD prosecutor on Guadalupe Ortiz?
Yes, you can go back to the original breakout room, but just one moment. And your name, if you'll remove Miss Wilburn from your name,
Yes.
so they'll know you're waiting for someone else.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Rolando Arguelles?
Yes, Judge. We didn't get any contact with Ms. Rosano. I know the court is going to issue an FTA. I was going to ask if we could potentially wait for that until Friday, see if I can locate her.
No. What's your client's name again?
Vanessa Rosano.
All right. Who is the prosecutor on this case?
I was conferring with Ms. Sparks.
All right. Could I have a prosecutor? The defendant is a no-show.
Here, Judge.
All right. Thank you. All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 1907, State of Texas versus Vanessa Rosano. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Sparks.
For the defense?
Rolando Arguelles.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No objections, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 10:53 a.m. Deputy Laura, has there been a Vanessa Rosano in the courtroom?
No, Your Honor, she has not.
And for the record, there has not been a Vanessa Rosano on the Zoom screen, and the court will check one final time to see if there's a Vanessa Rosano on the Zoom screen. All right, and there is not a Vanessa Rosano on the Zoom screen. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
Yes, Your Honor. We spoke with her last Wednesday, and we reminded her of court today.
All right, state.
Judge, the state would ask that you forfeit the bond and issue a warrant.
All right, that'll be granted. If you're able to get in touch with your client and she makes an appearance by Zoom or in person, the court will reconsider.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're welcome.
May I be excused, Judge?
Yes.
You have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you. You too. All right, and the court is just waiting on paperwork.
Your Honor, I probably need to talk to Norma. Something is not working on this Robinson matter.
All right, if you'll go to breakout room number 1, I'll send you to number 1.
Alrighty.
And I'm going to send your client to number 1 as well.
Okay.
And let me find you on here. Yes, Mr. Jimenez.
Yes, Judge. Mr. Meagher has rejected the offer. And I think that he's asking for a jury trial.
All right, we're going to bring him back in the main session. Just give me a moment. We're going to get a date for him.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Meagher, as soon as the court coordinator comes out of the breakout room, we'll give you a date. All right, thank you, ma'am. Ms. Compton, just give me a moment.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning.
Good morning.
It got sent to my office, so I'm okay with that because it already got sent.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Compton.
Yes, Judge, good morning.
Good morning. Who do you have?
I have Mr. Washington. I'm sorry, I should have changed my
That's okay. Is it
name
criminal
here.
trial division or family violence?
I believe it's just going to be criminal trial division.
All right. Since it's Monday and we're back from, a holiday, I'm letting it slide today that people are not changing their names.
I'm usually faster, but you caught me off guard by saying good morning before I could start typing.
Oh, no problem. I'm sending you to number 5.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, thank you. Oh, I just received it, right off. All right, Mr. Meagher,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Your plea deadline date has expired. So defense, you've received all the discovery?
Yes, Your Honor.
And this is he only has one case, is that correct?
Your Honor, I was told that he also has a pending DWI.
All right, I mean felony though, that's a misdemeanor.
Yeah, his only felony. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so what we're gonna do is, Mr. Meagher, the court is going to be given dates in January for jury trials. So we're gonna recall this back, and we're gonna recall it back the second week in December. And at that time, the court will give you your jury trial dates. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, can I have a second week in December date for Mr. Meagher? Oh, it's December 13th.
Okay, Judge, thank you.
All right, you are excused.
Very good.
Mr. Meagher, do you need to speak with your attorney anymore?
No, ma'am.
All right, we'll see you back on December
See this
13th.
this weekend.
Okay.
All right, Norma, Meagher can go back. All right, who are the parties on Robinson?
That's me, Your Honor, Ed Shaughnessy. I believe we're good to go.
Yes.
And Meredith's the DA, or the Assistant Criminal District Attorney.
Thank you for the clarification.
Indeed.
Okay. You know what, Brenna, I think it's you. I think because I put you in that order, it just throws everything off. So I'm going to change the order. Yes, it's Brenna. I think it's you. It's you. All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 4574, State of Texas versus, how do you pronounce your first name? Can you unmute?
It's Isaris, Your Honor, but I don't know if she's on mute or not.
Isaris.
Isaris, you were
Yes,
incorrect, Mr. Shaughnessy.
Yeah, for about the 30th time already today.
All right. Court is calling 2020 CR 4574, State of Texas versus Isaris Robinson. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Meredith McIntyre for the state.
For the defense?
Ed Shaughnessy from Miss Robinson, Your Honor.
And are you Isaris Robinson?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Robinson, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Isaris Robinson who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 4574 for the offense of assault, bodily injury, aggravated security officer on May 15, 2020 for a period of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
In Comal County, Texas, the defendant Isaris Robinson did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of September 2021 and October 2021 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to this? True or not true?
True.
State will waive the remaining violations.
All right, so we have an issue here because this document says she's on deferred adjudication, but she's not on deferred adjudication. There's a different judge who entered the plea, and the judge who entered the plea placed her on community supervision with a 2-year underlying. So she's actually on regular probation.
That's news to me, Your Honor. The motion that I received is a motion to adjudicate.
Yeah. Oh, the motion is incorrect. That's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, I know.
We
but
can go off
that's
the record, Brenner. So her minimum would be 2 years.
And Judge,
I mean, her maximum would be 2 years.
and Judge, that was going to be the agreement anyway. I don't know if the court would accept like an oral motion to amend.
Well, it's a matter of if the defense has any objection to that.
No, Your Honor, because the plea bargain arrangement with the state would be for 2 years to do on a conviction, but apparently she already has a conviction.
All right, we can go on the record. Ms. Robinson, do you understand that you're actually on regular probation? And that this was a conviction?
Okay, okay.
Do you need to discuss this with your client, Mr. Shaughnessy?
Yeah, probably.
All right, Ms. Robinson, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2 with
Yes,
your
ma'am.
attorney. And let's do this. Probation.
Yes, ma'am.
On this motion, can you correct it? Can you send out another motion?
For regular community supervision?
Yes.
Yes, let me do that.
All right, thank you. So she's on regular instead of deferred.
I have her original conditions as well, and it says deferred. So the only way I can redo that motion is if I reset her file in CSS to be on regular, because everything is already preset to deferred. Let me see if I can talk to the unit.
All right, just give me a moment. All right, anyone else back from the breakout room?
Judge, this is Kelly Piddle. I'm back from the breakout room.
Yes, what is happening?
Judge, I've conferred with Meredith and with your fill-in CLO. We had a TAP evaluation in November. There's a miscommunication between me and my client, and that TAP evaluation was not attended. So I want to see if we could get a December 13th court date so we can get the TAP evaluation done this week. We have an agreed rec to continue the client evaluation. It's just a matter of what the TAP evaluation says and what the court believes is the best type of treatment for the client.
All right, I can do a TAP evaluation myself.
Okay.
All right, so we can take care of it today.
Okay.
I can ask the same questions that will be asked for the TAP evaluation. We'll make it happen.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Shaughnessy.
Yes, ma'am. I've spoken to my client and she's amenable to proceeding as if this were a motion to revoke probation, community supervision, as opposed to a motion to revoke.
Okay. And let me have your client come out of the breakout room. Just give me a moment.
Judge, did you want me to set that tap appointment or are you going to do it? I can do it.
No. I'm going to actually do a TAP evaluation on this Zoom today. So we don't need a TAP evaluation.
Oh, okay.
Sure, no problem. All right, we are back on the record and 2021 CR 3218, State of Texas. Sorry, wrong form. All right, we're back on the record in 2020 CR 4574. Defense, have you had a chance to speak with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
And do you wish to proceed?
Yes, we are willing to proceed on the basis this is now going to be treated as a motion to revoke community supervision as opposed to a motion to adjudicate.
All right, and state any motions?
Yes, Judge, the state moves or orally moves to amend this motion, and instead of saying motion to enter adjudication of guilt, it would just be motion to revoke community supervision. But I believe everything else is correct since it was a period of 2 years that she was sentenced to.
All right, any objections to the oral motion from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Robinson, do you understand that that's a substantive change to the motion? Do you have any objection to proceeding even though that's a substantive change?
No, ma'am.
All right, then are you the same Isaris Robinson, who was placed on community supervision in 2020 CR 4574 for the offense of assault bodily injury aggravated security officer on May 15, 2020 for a period of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
In Comal County, Texas, the defendant, Isaris E. Robinson, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of September 2021 and October 2021 in violation of condition number 5.
Any how do you plead to that? True or not true?
I had the coronavirus. I reported, but I had the coronavirus.
No.
True.
It's either true or not true.
True. True.
And state waives the remaining violations.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Your Honor.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 2 years in the prison?
Yes, ma'am.
And up to a $1,500 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2? I'm sorry, number 5.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. Our agreed recommendation is to revoke her community supervision and sentence her to the 2 years.
Any objection? Or is that
None,
the
Your Honor.
agreement? I'm sorry, I'm getting so much feedback, Brenna. All right, defense, is that the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Robinson, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're just asking to do your time and be done?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, does anyone know how much time she has in?
Your Honor, according to the calculations that I've been given by the state and the district clerk, she has 150 days previously served under the DDRS. She has 227 days that she served prior to the entry of her plea, and she has 21 days since the arrest on the current motion, the current now motion to revoke her probation, for a total of 398 days, not counting today, I believe.
All right. All right.
Judge, I included Robert on that email, but Ed's got the number. I don't know if the 227 is total or if it includes TR, but should be correct.
All right. Ms. Robinson, are you asking me to follow this agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then I'll grant the motion, revoke you, give you 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, plus credit for any time served in any type of inpatient treatment.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anything else from either side with regards to the sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Robinson, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And also because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a question on what is a weapon, you'll need to contact an attorney to tell you the definition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Ms. Robinson, good luck to you. I hope you have plans so you can do better.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Norma, Ms. Robinson can go back.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Shaughnessy, you're done with us for today.
Got to
And,
zoom over to Uvalde, so I'll see you later.
all right, bye-bye. Have fun.
You bet.
Work on those songs. All right, who are the parties on Roslyn Bagley? Okay,
I am.
and who's the
And
prosecutor?
Marcus.
Marcus Sanders, are you there?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, Marcus is not here. I think he may be in a breakout room. Meredith, are you able to take this?
I should be able to, Judge.
All right. Court is calling 2021 CR 3218, State of Texas versus Roslyn Bagley. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Meredith McIntyre for the state.
For the defense?
Charles Bunk on behalf of Roslyn Bagley.
And are you Miss Bagley?
Yes.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Judge.
Defense, I saw where there was a evaluation you wanted filed. Are there
Yes,
any
Judge.
issues?
No, we're ready to proceed.
All right, Ms. Bagley, I'm going to show you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes.
Counsel, I'm showing you what's entitled Acknowledgement of Discovery. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review that discovery with your client?
I believe I have, Judge.
All right, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Bagley, I'm going to show you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
I do.
All right, and did you get a chance to review it with your attorney?
Yes, I did. Yeah, yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Judge, this is Marcus Sanders for the state. Is it okay if I step in?
Yes.
We are proceeding on the lesser included offense of terroristic threat.
All right, any objection?
No.
No. Oh.
No.
Somebody stop. Hold on. Time out. My video got stopped.
You just don't. I just didn't want to walk around with them.
Brenda, it's Monday.
I really am. I just didn't want more.
Okay, there we go.
All
Sorry.
right, Ms. Bagley, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places? Ms. Bagley? You're muted.
Oh, yes, yes, I understand it.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
I believe so, yes,
And did you review it with your attorney?
yes,
Did you understand what you're charged with? The lesser included offense.
yes, I do.
All right, just give me a moment, please. All right, did you understand the lesser included offense is a terroristic threat? That's a Class B misdemeanor. The range of punishment is up to 180 days in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine. Did you understand?
I do.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, yes,
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
yes,
Did you understand that today the state will, I'm sorry, just one moment.
okay,
Sorry, just give me a second. Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could sentence you up to 180 days in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine? Did you understand?
I understood.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide any defenses to this offense?
Yes,
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
It is the opinion of physicians and doctors that she is.
Ms. Bagley, has anyone threatened you, forced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No,
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
no,
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
yes,
Are you a U.S. citizen?
yes, yeah,
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Next, I'm going to show you the plea bargain agreement. Did you review that plea bargain agreement page with your attorney and did you understand it?
I understand. I believe so. I'll read it when I get it.
All right, according to the plea, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of terroristic threat. Did you understand that?
Okay.
Well, no,
Yeah.
did you understand
Oh,
that they're
okay.
asking?
Yes, I see that what they're doing.
All right, so did you understand that they're proceeding on terroristic threat?
Okay, yes, I do.
All right, and did you understand that the state was recommending that you receive deferred adjudication?
Yes, I do.
And did you understand you were to have no contact with Vicky, V-I-C-K-Y, Ruvalcaba, R-U-V-A-L-C-A-B-A? Did you understand that?
Yes,
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
I did. I did. How many? Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Judge.
Outside the plea bargain agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for 1 year. There be a TAP evaluation, 60 hours of community service restitution, McMiles evaluation, and anger management. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, I do.
And
Yeah,
to the
yes.
offense of terroristic threat, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
I plead no contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
Yes, Judge. State Offer States Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
Any objections?
No, Judge.
All right, Ms. Bagley, I'm going to show you what's entitled Wavering Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
I sure did. How many of them are there?
How many what?
How many of the signatures did I sign?
You signed it in 2 places.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, I do.
Did you understand that today the state was going to be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Okay. Yes, I do. I understand. I guess no live testimony. This is
Yes,
it.
there's what that means is the state is not going to bring any witnesses to testify today because you've decided to enter a plea bargain agreement. Do you understand that?
Okay. Yes. I'm taking the deal.
No, that's not my question.
Okay.
You understand you have a right to a jury trial, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so
Yes, I do.
you decided you're not going to go to a jury trial. You decided that you're accepting a plea agreement. Is that correct?
How much more time would I have to stay if I kept this case going? Like, how much time would I have with that case to do left? If
You need to speak with your attorney.
Well, I'm fine with what did you ask me? I'm kind of a little bit, I haven't slept.
All right, so here's the thing, Ms. Bagley. You've decided that you want to enter into a plea bargain agreement. Is
Sure.
that correct?
I sure did. I think I did. I mean, I'm gonna get in. Yes.
All right,
ma'am.
here's the thing. I'm going to send
I
you to a
signed it
breakout
and
room.
everything. I
I'm
signed
gonna
it
send you
like,
to- I'm going to send you to a breakout room with your attorney because it sounds like you may need to discuss a little bit more with your attorney, and that's fine. That's what we're here for.
Okay.
So, Mr. Bonk, let me see what breakout room you are
Aren't you in there with him
No.
right now? So what are you
I'm going to
asking
send
me?
you to breakout room
Asking me.
number 10.
Because you're not asking me what to do. Like, I want to get this going. Hell yeah, I'm getting I mean, excuse my language, but I need to get to the.
Your language is not excused, but I'm sending you to breakout room number 10. Discuss it with your
So
attorney.
you're not going to give me the deal after all that I signed?
Go to breakout room number 10 and discuss it with your attorney.
Breakout room number 10. Okay.
Brenda, today is Monday. Do you have, is there any doubt in your mind that today is Monday?
It is a Monday.
Marcus, do you have any doubt that today is Monday?
No, Judge. Definitely Monday.
Definitely Monday. All right, who are the parties on Maldonado? Maldonado, who are the parties?
That's me, Judge. I need to talk to Mr. Martinez one more time, please.
No, this is Benjamin Maldonado.
Yes, Judge, I need to speak to the defense attorney, Carlos Martinez, one more time.
Oh, sure. I'm sorry. Carlos Martinez, where are you?
Judge, he's in the courtroom. He was having issues with his computer.
Yeah, I don't understand why people are not speaking up. Are people not talking today? Is it like a day where no voices will be heard? All right,
Judge, I have an announcement
breakout
if you
room
want
number
to hear it.
1. And Mr. Maldonado, wherever you are, let me find you.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here.
All right, I'm sending you to number, I'm sorry, Brittany, you can go to number 1. We'll come back to you, Mr. Maldonado. It's Monday.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But if you put a smile on your face, it still will be a happy Monday. All right, Robert Porter.
I'm here, Judge. I'm here.
Mr. Martinez, I'm sorry, just one second, Robert. Mr. Martinez.
Yes, Your Honor.
Brittany Sparks wants to speak with you. She wants to speak with you in breakout room number 1.
Yes.
So that would not be the place she would do that from. Robert Porter, it's Monday. Yes.
Indeed. In fact, my computer's crashing, so that's why I have to get on my phone right now.
Okay.
I have one in CTD and then family. Arturo
All right.
Gonzalez.
I'm going to send you to number 13. That's a lucky breakout room, Robert. I'm skipping over everything and sending you there.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Charles Blanc, are we back?
Yes, we're back and better than ever.
Hayek's still hanging out.
Yeah, we will make that happen. Hayek, what are you waiting on?
I believe the paperwork's ready. We're just gonna take a plea.
Judge, they still haven't received the plea paperwork from his client.
Well, I saw him fill it out in the jail and send it. You know, I don't have control over everything, but it's a happy Monday.
Oh, it is a happy Monday.
Could you have somebody that knows how to get to the jail contact them, please?
Oh, no, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4.
Okay.
Mr. Hernandez, you're going to 4. Ms. Ferguson, could you go to number 4 and see what's going on with their paperwork because they say they have it. So if you go to number 4, it would be greatly appreciated. Brenda, I think you are the cause of the problem. So we're going to take you out of the equation right now.
I don't know why it does that.
Lopez. Lopez, he's done.
See what I mean, Brenda? I don't do you first and second, and it's all okay. All right, we are back on the record in 2021 CR 3128. Mr. Bond, did you have a chance to confer with your client?
Yes, Judge, I did.
And do you wish to proceed?
Yes, please.
All right. So, Miss Bagley, did you understand that the state is asking for your deferred adjudication before a term of 1 year? There'll be a TAP evaluation, 60 hours of community service restitution, MIC-MILF evaluation, and anger management. Did you understand?
Yes.
And did you understand with regards to your waiver to consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations that the state is not going to bring in any witnesses today to testify?
Yes.
All right, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, please.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
I believe she's worthy of the plea bargain. I ask you to follow it.
All right, Ms. Bagley, where are you going to be living?
I will look for a new place as soon as I get out. A new, like an apartment or something. I usually live alone.
All right, you understand that you can't have any contact with Vicky Rubalcaba?
Yes, I do.
So do you still contend that she has some of your items? You understand you can't go over there to get those items, you understand?
Okay.
Well, I mean,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
understand you can't have any contact with her.
Oh, yes, I do. Understand that. Yes, ma'am.
Right? If you go to her home to get items, that's having contact with her. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you have items that you want to get, you'll have to contact the police or somebody else to see if they can go over to get your items, but you're not allowed to. Do you understand?
To speak to her, right? Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I heard you.
All right. So are you on any type of medications?
No.
Have you ever been diagnosed with any type of illnesses?
Yes.
And what have your diagnosis been?
Just bipolar.
Okay. Are you receiving any type of SSI or are you employed?
Yes, I do. Let's see the SSI.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court will sentence you to 1 year deferred adjudication. There's to be no contact with Vicky Rubalcaba, 60 hours of community service restitution. The court will deduct 40 of those hours if you provide proof that you've obtained the COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring anyone to get the COVID vaccination, but if you get it and provide proof that you completed the regimen, the court will deduct 40 hours from your 60 hours community service restitution. There's to be proof of SSI or proof of employment within 15 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be a MIC evaluation that can happen out of custody. Anger management. Are you able to report by Zoom, Miss Bagley?
Like on the phone?
Yes.
Like a phone? Okay.
No, can you do that? That's either yes or no.
I have it. I can. Yes, I can.
There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. I'm going to want field visits 2 times per month and regular UAs. Ms. Bagley, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
Just the regular UAs, you said?
Yes, but do you need anything else from this court in order to successfully complete this deferred adjudication?
No, ma'am, nothing.
All right, to probation, is there anything else she needs?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Bagley, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
I did. Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Bagley, good luck to you. I'm going to send you to a breakout room. Probation will go over conditions with you.
Okay.
I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. Mr. Bach, you can go to breakout room number 2, or either you can be excused.
Okay, Judge, thank you. Can I talk to Marcus about something different?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
And probation, if you could go to number 2 and go over conditions with Ms. Bagley, please.
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Bagley, you need to go to breakout room number 2.
Breakout 2. Okay, ma'am. All right. Thank you very much. Okay.
You're welcome.
All right.
We went over it in my office.
All right, and then Charles Funk, I will send you
Zoom
to
and
breakout
then-
room number 5.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Kathy Conklin.
Hi, Judge. So Marcus and I have conferred and we are working on the case. I don't know if you have a moment to do a quick breakout with us. If not, I don't want to take up your time, but I will be filing this week, probably an ex parte motion for an expert to do an
All right, you want to go
evaluation.
to breakout room number 1? Where are you?
This one, this is a misunderstanding with the victim.
All right, and you were with Mr. Sanders?
Yes.
Yes,
All right,
Judge.
Marcus, if you could go to number 1 with me, please.
Awesome. Thank you, Judge.
Sure. And then Charles Blank, I think, wants to speak to you on another matter. All right, Mr. Washington.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Washington, we're going to bring you back on December 14th. Your attorney is going to file some motions, and we're going to try to have those motions expedited, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Norma, so Washington 17D can go back. All right, Kelly Piddle.
Judge, we are ready on Guadalupe Ortiz. I think we just need a consent to plea by video conference.
All right, then as soon as we get that, we'll be ready. Who is Rev 4?
That's my client, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, and then Carlos Martinez.
Yeah, I'm here, Judge. I'm
Yes.
inside the courtroom.
Who's your client?
My client is Benjamin Maldonado, MTR.
All right, let's bring him up so we can go forth. Who is the prosecutor on this case?
It's me, Judge.
All righty.
So do I look that way?
Is your client in the courtroom as well?
No, Judge, he's on Zoom.
Okay.
That's him.
All right, just give me a moment. All right, court is calling 2018 CR 9560, State of Texas versus Benjamin Ray Maldonado. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brittany Sparks.
For the defense?
Carlos Martinez Young.
And are you Benjamin Maldonado?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No objections,
No,
Your
ma'am.
Honor.
Any objections from the defendants?
None, Your Honor.
Mr. Maldonado, I'm going to show you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Benjamin Ray Maldonado who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2018 CR 9560 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 to 200 grams on May 2nd, 2019 for a period of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Yes, Your Honor. Violation of condition number 2, that on or about the 15th day of June, 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Benjamin Ray Maldonado did then and there illegally use a controlled substance, namely cocaine, in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State?
Your Honor, we're going to waive all other violations.
Any objections?
None, Your Honor.
Mr. Maldonado, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion? Find you
Yes,
guilty
ma'am.
and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, our agreement is to follow probation's recommendation to extend for 1 year and amend for a new TAP evaluation and follow the recommendations.
That's the understanding of the agreement that we have, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Maldonado, you're asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Maldonado, you're going to be drug tested today. What are the results going to be?
Negative.
All right, you're going to do a UA today
Yes, ma'am.
by 1:30 p.m. I'm going to
Yes,
deny
ma'am.
the motion, extend you for 1 year. And we're going to do a UA today by 1:30 p.m. There's going to
Yes,
be
ma'am.
UA hotline until TAP evaluation is completed. And you're to follow all TAP evaluation recommendations. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, why isn't he in drug court? Why are you not in drug court? Because I see here where I ordered, this is the second time that you've played true to number 2, which means you're using, which means you're in the throes of your addiction. So I want to know why he's not in SATA or why he's not in felony drug court, because we were just here on March 11th and he was to go to SATA or either felony drug court. So why is he not at either one of those? Does anyone know? Mr. Maldonado, why are you not at SATA? Why are you not at felony drug court?
I did SATF of March of 2020 through August.
Well, why are you still using? Why didn't you learn anything?
I mean, I'm wearing this drug patch, and the patch is coming out positive. And I mean, I don't know if I can bring this up, but I was hoping, you know, to take a hair follicle test to.
So you're saying you haven't been using?
I mean, the patch is coming out, so
Nope.
I can't.
That's not my question. That's not my question. My question is, so you're saying you have not been using? Is that what you're telling the court? You haven't used since you got out of SATA?
I mean,
That's either yes or no.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you have been using?
Yes, ma'am. But
So
I learned.
don't complain about the patch then. Here's the thing. When you're in the throes of your addiction and you're not following your program, you tend to be untruthful. And when you're untruthful, that tells me what stages you are in your addiction. As you know, as I know, part of your 12-step program is that you're supposed to be honest. And you're supposed to ask for forgiveness from people who you've done wrong. And right now, you know who you're doing wrong? The court. Because you're being dishonest and you're using while you're on probation, you're not supposed to be.
Yes,
so the question becomes, do you want to go to prison for 20 years? Is drugs worth it?
I sure don't, ma'am. I sure don't.
So why are you not picking up the phone and calling people when you want to use? Because you're supposed to have a sponsor. There's supposed to be somebody you can call up and say, hey, I think I want to use cocaine. I think I want to use marijuana. Help me. You know what I discovered? The reason why people don't call their sponsor when they're getting ready to use, because their sponsor would say, don't use, I'm on my way over. And people want to use, they want to do what they want to do.
Yes, ma'am.
So every time you get ready to use, you need to start asking yourself if you want to go to prison for 20 years.
Yes, ma'am.
Because the fact that we keep coming back here tells me you're not learning anything. And sometimes you can't teach anybody anything. They just want to do what they want to do. So this is what's going to happen. You're going to do a UA today by 1:30 p.m. Are you still insisting that that UA is going to be clean?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a chance that UA could be dirty?
No, ma'am.
All right, you're going to do a UA by 1:30 p.m. today. You're going to be calling the UA hotline. And I'm referring you to felony drug court. And when you get over to felony drug court, don't give them this nonsense about the patch and this and that, because you've been using since you've gotten out of SATA, and SATA should have taught you not to use. Do you understand? So you're going to felony drug court, and you better be completely honest with them. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I'm going to extend him for a year. Let me see. No, actually, you're going to be extended for 2 years because that's the length of felony drug court. It's going to be a UA today by 1:30. You're going to call the UA hotline until you are accepted in felony drug court. And we're going to do field visits 3 times per month, random. All right, Ms. Solomon, this is Benjamin Ray Maldonado in cause number 2018 CR 9560. He pled true to violation of condition number 2. The court will deny the motion, extend him for 2 years. He is to provide a UA today by 1:30 p.m. He's going to call the UA hotline until he's accepted in a felony drug court. I'm going to want a felony drug court referral, and he's going to be on field visits 3 times per month, random.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything else you need from me, Mr. Maldonado, in order to be successful?
No, ma'am. I'll follow what you want me to do.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. A probation officer will meet you there. So if you'll go to number 2. And probation, before you go to number 2, if you can remain here, Mr. Maldonado, just wait patiently in breakout room number 2. Probation will be there shortly.
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Martinez, if you have no one else with us, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good one.
Sure. Who are the parties on Isaac Hernandez?
Ike's here, Your Honor, ready. And it was
Mr.
Marcus.
Maldonado, you need to
Sandy.
go to breakout room number 2 instead of being one with nature.
How do I do that?
Are you on an iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
All right, there you go, Brenda. Take it away.
If you tap the screen, you should see something that says breakout room.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, I see it.
Who is the prosecutor on Hernandez?
Marcus Sanders.
Court is calling 2021 CR 9154C, State of Texas versus Isaac Hernandez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense?
Anton Haig for Mr. Hernandez.
All right, and are you Mr. Hernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
None.
Any objection from the defense?
None.
Mr. Hernandez, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you
Yes.
sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
Mr. Hernandez, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We waived the reading of the indictment, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Judge, we are proceeding on a lesser included of count 2, possession of a controlled substance, 4 to 200 grams, waiving count 1.
Any
That's our
objections?
agreement. No objections.
Court will find the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. The court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Hernandez, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams as a second degree felony? The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in, the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Off the record for a moment. Norma, Mr. Maldonado is missing. I believe he left the breakout room instead of going to number 2. All right, did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do so believe.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believed as to both, Your Honor.
Mr. Hernandez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams. There's a $1,000 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. Take in consideration 2021 CR 9155B. There's to be no contact with Tony, Tony, Barrera, Leroy Gomez, Rosina, Rosina, Baiza, Baiza. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Excuse me?
Is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense attorney,
Your
is
Honor.
that the plea bargain
Yes,
agreement?
Your Honor.
State,
Yes,
is that
Your
the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the plea bargain agreement, the state is asking that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 120, excuse me. I'm back.
And alive.
And alive. And Brenna, thanks for checking on me. All right. So did you understand that the state is also asking for 120 hours of community service restitution? That's outside the plea bargain agreement, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense, in count 2, the lesser included offense of possession 4 to 200 grams. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
Yes, Judge. State offers States Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
Any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Hernandez, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial? A right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Yes, ma'am.
Shirts here.
All right, can I see state and defense in a breakout room number 1, please?
Hi, it's showing. There we go. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we're back on the record. In 2021 CR 9154C. After reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing? Oh, you're muted.
We'd like to proceed with sentencing today, Your Honor.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Well, this is first offense. I appreciate the mercy of deferred adjudication. I explained about the TAP evaluation. If you want to do it yourself today, that's fine with us.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, how old are you?
27, ma'am.
Do you have employment? And when I say employment, I mean legal employment.
Yes, ma'am.
How far did you go in school?
11th grade.
Why didn't you graduate?
I had a son early. I had to start working.
Where's your son now?
He's with his mother.
How many children do you have?
Just one, ma'am.
Where are you living if you're released?
I'm gonna be released to my mother's house.
All right, this is what the court will do. Court will sentence you to $1,000 fine. That'll be probated. Take in consideration 2021 CR 9155B. There's to be no contact with Tony Barrera, Leroy Gomez, Rosina Baza. Proof of employment within 15 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Parenting classes. 120 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof that you've obtained the COVID vaccination. Court is not forcing anyone to get the vaccination, but if you do, 40 hours will be deducted. Remaining hours will be deducted if you complete your GED or obtain some sort of certificate from trade school. Three years deferred adjudication. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Just do a gang. Are you have any gang affiliations?
No, ma'am.
All right. I'm going to want regular UAs, random field visits, 2 times per month. Probation, is there anything else that he needs?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Hernandez, is there anything else you need in order to be successful?
No, ma'am. That's fine. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, with that, we're going to go off the record. Mr. Hernandez, you have a child in this world. You need to do better. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to leave you on screen. Just remain here. Probation will be with you shortly.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome. Mr. Anton Hayek, you're excused. Who are the
Thank you,
parties
Ada.
on Guadalupe Ortiz?
Kelly Piddle, Judge, and Meredith McIntyre.
Is your client in custody or on bond?
He's on bond, Judge. His phone is labeled REVVL 4+. BJ, can you turn your camera on, please? Thank you.
All right, Mr. Guadalupe Ortiz, how many times did I say that your camera was to remain on? You're on mute.
Sorry. I just came up from the restroom. Sorry.
All right, court is calling 2019 CR 10382, State of Texas versus Guadalupe Ortiz. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Meredith McIntyre for the state.
For the defense?
Kelly Piddle.
And are you Guadalupe Ortiz?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Ortiz, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Guadalupe Pena Ortiz III who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2019 CR 10382 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 to 4 grams on March 6, 2020 for a term of 3 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
State.
On or about the 30th day of March 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Guadalupe Pena Ortiz III did then and there illegally use a controlled substance, namely methamphetamines, in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that, true or not true?
True, Your Honor.
And then on or about the 30th day of March 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Guadalupe Pena Ortiz III did then and there illegally use a controlled substance, namely benzodiazepines, in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that, true or not true?
True, Your Honor.
And we'll waive the remaining violations.
Any objection to the state's waiver?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Ortiz, did you understand by pleading true to violations 2 and 2, the court could find it true, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violations 2 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of conditions 2 and 2 true. Is there an agreement?
Your Honor, there is a partial agreement. We are agreed that we are asking this court to deny the motion and continue him on his community supervision. Where we are not agreed is the state and probation are asking for inpatient, SATIF, and I believe defense is asking for outpatient.
Okay. All right, Mr. Ortiz, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. If you're tested today, what are the results going to be? And know that you're going to be tested today.
They're going to be negative, Your Honor.
Negative for everything?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
When's the last time you used?
It's been months. I haven't used at all.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court would deny the motion, alternate amend conditions to extend him for 1 year. I'm going to refer him to felony drug court. He's going to provide a UA today. By 2 p.m. If positive, he's going to SATA. If negative, then he's going to felony drug court. So, Mr. Ortiz, you're telling the court you're going to be negative, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So you're going to SATA. If that UA is positive, you're going to SATA. If you don't do your UA today, you're going to SATA. If it's negative, you're going to felony drug court. And he's to do the UA hotline until accepted and felony drug court. So it's going to be completely up to you whether or not you're going to inpatient. If you were dishonest with the court, you're going to inpatient. If you don't do your UA, you're going to inpatient. If you're negative and you do your UA, you're going to felony drug court. And until you're accepted into felony drug court, you are going to be calling the UA hotline. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to send you and your attorney to breakout room number 2. And if you'll be patient for me, Mr. Piddle, and wait with your client in number 2, please.
No problem, Judge. Thank you.
And probation will be there shortly.
Yeah.
Probation, I just have one more for you. Oscar Pacheco, who is the parties on Oscar Pacheco?
That's me, Your Honor, Michelle Hayden.
Judge Lewis Martinez already.
Okay, where's your client?
He's been in a breakout room, Judge. He's in custody.
All right, let me find him. Are you guys asking that he be continued?
No, Judge, it's a trial case where we've got an agreement to reduce it down to a Class A misdemeanor.
Okay. Oh, there's no application. Okay, probation,
correct.
you can go to breakout room number 2 now.
Thank you, Judge. Also, were we able to get Maldonado back?
We're working on that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, and then Hernandez. Norma, for some reason, Mr. Hernandez is off screen. Oh, there he is.
Is that me, Judge?
Yes, Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2 with probation as well.
How you doing? Give me a second. I'm in the 187th also.
Oh, I'm sorry, not you, Tony Hernandez. I mean, I'm Mr. Hernandez, the inmate.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Judge.
All right.
And just, did they ever bring over Benjamin Williams from the jail?
We will see. Just give me a moment.
Judge, I sent you a chat on that. That was earlier.
All right, just one second. I'll get to that chat. Let me take this up. Mr. Pacheco. Still waiting for him to come to the main room.
I missed Boyd. I didn't mean to interrupt, but this is Benjamin Maldonado. I was having problems with my phone, but I'm back.
All right, I'm going to send you to number 2.
Judge, do I need to go in and get Mr. Pacheco Freeman?
Yes, because there appears to be the problem. I'm requesting that he come out of that room. Let me
make sure. 1 second.
Yes, if you can go to number 3, please. All right, Mr. Hernandez. Tony Hernandez, we're going to come back at 2 o'clock on your case, and we'll need you to be here at the very beginning because there's some issues with your client's behavior.
That's Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Okay.
It's
Thank
Monday.
you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm done over there.
No problem.
Judge, this is Luis Martinez. Mr. Pacheco's chair is empty. I think he stepped away for a minute.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you see if we can get Mr. Pacheco back? Robert Maurer, who do you have?
Judge, I have 2 cases. I've conferred on both of them. I have Gabrina Badillo is a first setting. If I could get a 30-day to review discovery with her and figure out what's going on with this mess of a case. There's like a cast of a Cecil B. DeMille film. It was like 15
Okay.
It's a mess.
Just one.
Yeah.
All right, Norma, on Badillo, can I get a reset date, a 30-day, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, my other case is Victoria Lara. If I can convey the offer to her.
That's him.
Just 1 second.
Yes, ma'am.
That's the white guy.
Robert Maurer, they're saying that you're the white guy who's on the case. I don't know if that means anything.
Judge, I am the whitest man in America.
All right. So what date, Ms. Ferguson?
Oh, sorry, Judge. I texted to accidentally someone else.
All right, we're going to come back on January 4th, 2022 at 9 a.m.
Judge.
Miss Padilla, we'll see you back then. And here's the thing. I understand that people have children they want to take care of and they're doing this and they're doing that. But at the end of the day, if you were in the courtroom, you wouldn't be allowed to bring young children in the courtroom. So you can't be doing that on the Zoom. I tell people all the time, Zoom is a privilege, but it can easily be taken away.
Sorry, ma'am, it's because I don't have help like that. I apologize.
Well, I understand you don't have help like that, but what would you do if you had to appear in person in the courtroom? And there's another adult in the courtroom with you, unless you were talking to your babies that your attorney's white.
No.
So there you go.
I'm so sorry.
So here's the thing. Next time, we can't be having that. You understand?
Yes,
Because you're in the courtroom. So it's a privilege that you're at your house as opposed to being in the courtroom. But if people behave inappropriately on the Zoom, then I revoke their Zoom privileges. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
All right, good luck to you. You're excused.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I'm sorry, when was the next court date?
It's January 4th.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I'll get my white receptionist to answer the phone. Just amazing. Just
all righty. So who else do you have?
Victoria Laura, Judge, she's all done. If I could be put in a breakout room, I'll convey the offer to her.
Victoria Laura, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. And your attorney would go with you to number 1. Robert Porter.
The other white guy.
Bald white guy. Judge, I have 2 clients. I have an update on one of them, and then I still need to confer on the other one. The one I need to update is Angel Delgado.
Yes. What's happening with Angel Delgado?
Well, we're going to have 12 of his peers find him not guilty, Your Honor.
All right. Okay. Norma, on Angel Delgado.
Yes, ma'am.
Can we bring him back in 2 weeks? And Mr. Delgado, at that time, I'm going to give you your jury trial date. Okay, we're going to come back on December 13th. Mr. Delgado, that's your last date to enter a plea. After that, the court will not accept any plea bargaining agreements. And on that day, the court will give you your jury trial date and you will be dressed and brought over for trial. So we'll see you December 13th. Norma, you can let them know that Delgado can go back.
Yes, ma'am.
Brenda, do you see what page Mr. Delgado is on? Ah, there he is. And your other person. Your next person, Mr. Porter, you're muted.
Why did it mute? Mr. Arturo Gonzalez, he's CTD judge.
Yes.
I need to talk to prosecutor.
Okay. All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, who's the prosecutor? Charles Bonk, you have your hand up. Charles Bonk. Yes.
Yes, Judge, how are you?
Great, how's it going?
Good. I have a motion to modify conditions of bond on a person named Keith Evans. I think your clerks brought it to you.
Yes.
I conferred with Mr. Garcia and Family Violence, and they're in agreement. So I'm just hoping you'll sign it so this gentleman can get to work.
Okay. So they're asking for tracking only. State you're in agreement with tracking only?
We discussed partial for work.
Okay.
Well, yes, he's a truck driver. So I'd forgotten that part when I spoke to you, Mr. Garcia. I apologize. His work is he has a commercial license and drives a truck. So my office told me that the tracking thing would be the best way for him to drive his truck. He can't, he has a no contact order still in place with the young lady. But he needs to drive his truck.
All right, State.
In this situation, tracking's fine, Judge.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Joey. I forgot that part
No
when I was talking to you. I got too many eggs in the air.
All righty. You're excused.
All right. Thank you. Everybody have a great day.
Thank you, you too. All right, Norma, I think what's going to end up happening is we're going to have to come back. Ray Martinez.
Yes, Judge.
Hi, if you can come back at 2, please, and then we'll take you up first before anything else. Because there's not an agreement, correct?
There's not an agreement, Judge. That's right.
All right, if you can come back at 2, we'll take your case up first.
Thank you, Judge.
Sure.
So go ahead and send Mr. Black back, Judge.
Yes, I'm gonna stop live stream.